Hello, and welcome to another artist interview here in Mundo D, where we talk all about music, artists, and wellness. We have a very interesting guest today. It's my sweet, dear friend, Daniela Benitez. Please give a round of applause to Daniela Benitez. So, Daniela, thanks for being here with us today. I would love for you to present yourself. What are the labels you usually use to describe your artistry and profession?
Wow, good question. I haven't thought about it. I guess what I put on Instagram, it's fine. I consider myself a performer, an actress, and a singer.
Okay, performer, actress, and singer. Because you also do classes. Because you
I'm
also
also a teacher. Yeah, you're right. I'm also a teacher, but I don't know. I don't have the title.
Okay, since you're talking about that, let's talk about it. Do you think for someone to be an artist or a performer, they have to have a title?
Not necessary, but it's also like I think it's good to study. It's because I don't know. For example, singing. I used to,
Okay.
and I always sang, it was like a natural thing. But once I took lessons, things changed,
In
because
what way, if I may ask?
good way, because I started understanding how things worked inside of my instrument, and I became better too. So I realized that it's important to learn, to study, and study with teachers and with good people. I think it's good. It's always good.
Okay, amazing. I love Danny bringing people closer to the artist, not just like the artist. I like telling each unique individual's unique, beautiful, unique story. So why don't you start like telling us like where you're from, and how did you grew into artistry, like in what way, and where did that took you? You can do it like in a more like brief way, so then we'll get deeper into each topic.
Okay. I think I was always an artist, but I think that every kid is always an artist. We are very creative. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
We are very creative, and I feel that I developed my creativity a lot when I was a little girl, and I was always playing and performing, and the thing is that never stopped, I feel that at some point kids start developing, okay, now I'm gonna do sports, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna be like good at math or whatever. Like it's like they go some path. But in my case, I never stopped being creative. I always was or singing or acting, or I was always like in that area. Like that was something that I knew it was like, this is my thing, this is my area. Even though I wasn't in an artistic school or anything like that, it was something that if there was an activity in the school that was like, let's make a play or read a poem or to sing, whatever, I was there. I was like the first, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oi. Um, uh, Going back to my question, I want us to the audience to hear a little bit like where you come from, like what city were you born in, like where did your artistic path also took you after that? You said you were not in an artist like school, just like in your city's regular school.
Well, I'm from Antofagasta, that is in the north of Chile. It's the desert, actually. It's very dry, no plant. Everybody says that it's pretty ugly. In my opinion, it's been getting prettier over time. But when I was there, I can understand people don't liking. Antofagasta. I wasn't born there, by the way. I was
Oh,
born in Valdivia, which is a beautiful town. But my parents moved to Antofagasta when I was like 3 years old.
amiga, wait, and your parents were from Valdivia then?
No, no, no. They are from different parts, but my dad was studying there
Mm.
and finishing his degree.
Uh, Making
And
his like regional, he's a doctor, so he was
then
doing
also,
his
so yeah, he
Mhm.
was doing like the speciality, ¿cómo se dice?
Specialty, the doctor specialty, we're gonna
Yeah,
say.
that.
Mm.
And then he moved, well, we all moved to Antofagasta. So I was raised in the north without plants, you know?
With a doctor father too. It's not like, oh, your father started like inculcating and telling you like, Danielita, kind of like sing for us or dance for us. How did that come to be?
Like in that sense, my parents were very like, they liked the fact that I was the artistic girl, and they were always like, I don't know, if I was singing, they would tell their friends, Daniela can sing, you know, show them, whatever. But in Antofagasta, there is one artistic school at my times. I don't know, maybe now there are more. But at my time, there was one artistic school, and you had to audition for it. And I remember the audition. I was, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years old auditioning for that. And
Okay.
I remember auditioning and I got in second place. Like that was good, you know. But then my parents decided to put me in the nun school, you know,
The
the
nuns,
Catholic.
yeah, the Catholic nuns, Catholic school.
Yeah. And then I would sing there, like I would sing Whitney Houston, you know, and and the nuns would love it and would send me to show the song to different classrooms, you know.
That's
So
nice. The nuns were supporting your artistry then.
yeah, even though I wasn't in the artistic school, I was still like so fiery. You know, where kids, they are not shy. I mean, not that kids are not shy, but kids are just, they are who they are.
Themselves, yeah. They
Yeah,
don't need to hide it.
yeah, they're free in a way. So I was free, and I was just doing whatever I wanted with my art, and no matter if I was in the artistic school or not, I had that freedom. And good thing is that my parents, they were never like, shut up, or no, don't do that, you should, because at the same time I was very like, I was good at school, you know.
Ah,
I was
key.
yeah. So nothing interfered. It wasn't like, oh, she's just singing all day and she's not, and she's doing terrible at school. That wasn't the case.
Were you a studious, like a very well studious student, would you say? A
I
person that studies a lot?
I was a good student. I was a very good student.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, Danny, I have a question. So, you said you were like a good student. And for everybody that doesn't know, Daniela Benitez here, we met at the musical theater school in AMDA. So we met in New York, and we also have a musical theater school together in Chile. We're both now living in the US. Danny is now located in New Orleans, and I'm in San Diego, California. So let's say we're all around the world. And I wanted to say this. You're just telling me that you were a very studious person in school. And as a friend, seeing Dani in her craft as an artist, I've always seen and admire that you're such a disciplined, hardworking person in your craft, amiga. And I would love for you to share with us, like, how do you find this important, and how it is important to be studious and hardworking. I don't know if the word is hardworking, but consistent worker in the craft of art. And maybe that's what, and I wonder, is that has was it besides next to your talent, because there's a lot of talented people, but if they don't put themselves there, you've been in musicals, you won an award just now for
Yeah.
like, what was it, amiga, for?
For Shrek,
But for
for a supporting actress.
supporting actress, best supporting actress in a musical, Shrek in You also were part of an important series, TV show that was premiered not long ago, Cecilia. No, it's not called Cecilia. It's about the artist Cecilia, but it's called Bravura Plateada. Mhm. So just these things that just happened this last quarter, I think they're amazing. How would you say the work ethic, or I want to put it in your words, but the consistent effort to go and to experience these opportunities?
I think when you have an objective,
Mhm.
like I want to accomplish this, for example, it's easier to be disciplined because you have something to fight for, kind of,
Mhm.
or to work hard for. So in my case, it was like, okay, I'm in school, I'm in high school, and I want to study theater in Santiago, and I know for that I need to have like um, a good grade. I need good grades, and I need a good result in the test, blah blah blah. So I had an objective, so I was disciplined because I needed to make that happen. Same with the singing, for example. Okay, I want to be a good singer because I know that's going to give me jobs
Mhm.
that are good, because I want to be able to work
Mhm.
in my area, so I'm going to be disciplined with the singing. I'm going to have singing lessons. I want to practice. I want to try to learn songs that are hard, blah 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 blah. So it's not I have to be disciplined because you have to be disciplined in life.
Mhm.
It's beyond that. It's with a passion behind, with an objective. um I really want to learn, for example, it's not my case,
Mhm.
but if it was the case, yeah, I really want to learn guitar
Uh-huh.
because I want to be able to compose with guitar. And I would like to make 2 songs about this thing that I want to give to my sister for her wedding, for example. So you play hard for that because something that's important, and you consider important for yourself, and you get disciplined, but it's because there's something behind it. I don't think you have to be disciplined just because you have to be disciplined.
Okay. There's something behind it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
because you have something that moves you, and that's why you're disciplined, because you want to accomplish something.
Can I ask you then? Let's go for, like, you just said that your first goal there was, okay, I want to master my voice, and then I want to get into this amazing school in Santiago. What were the following like goals that you put yourself to accomplish till today? Probably there's a bunch, but the ones that come like most important, so we can follow a little bit of your story.
Mm,
So you study theater in Santiago.
yes.
Then when was the next goal for that?
Okay. So when this is interesting because when I was studying theater in Santiago, I was very passionate about the acting class and the movement class and the voice class and all those classes, but there were other classes that I was like like I really don't care about this, and I just have to do it because I have to do it.
Because I
That's all.
want to get my degree in acting.
Yeah, I need to get my degree and I need to do it, but I was actually not that passionate and not that disciplined in some other areas just because I was not interested. For example, in the theologic class that was mandatory in the school that I was in, or the anthropological class that was mandatory. I was not disciplined at those. I just did the best I could just to pass the thingy. But it was so much that I was like, I was very disciplined in the things that I really cared about. And then when I finished the school, I was kind of lost for a bit of time because I feel that, well, this is gonna sound like blaming the schools, at that time. And whatever, I have nothing against my school, but I feel that when you're an actor, there's no, or at least in my times, there's no like a preparation for when you're out of school. You know, they don't prepare you for auditions, for example, because in Chile, there are not too many auditions. Even now, nowadays, there are not too many auditions. So what you usually do is that you have a company. What most people do is that they have a company and they start developing their own style of theater, and that's more like a directing mind. And in my case, I always consider myself more like a performer. So I was kind of lost because I was not like, I want to create my own style of theater and I want to have my own company and do this kind of theater that is so interesting. Like I used to go to Santiago Mil, that is this festival in the summer, and see this amazing place from, I don't know, Belgium. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to participate in that. But at the same time, it was like, I'm not passionate enough to create this company and direct this company or be part of this company, because at the end, and I found out later, that was not my real passion, So
I found later.
I found out later that my real passion was not to have my own theater company and to create my own vision and to be part. And that's not what I do, actually. If that was my passion, I would be doing that with a company in Chile or whatever, whenever, whatever. And
Whenever, whatever. I love it. Makes me very emotional what you're saying, because I feel it's giving like a lot of shedding a lot of light in that thing, that it takes time to find your path. And that's what I'm growing from what you're saying. It takes some time and space and living and journey to find what is your unique path. um, it's okay to check all these things out that you like, but what I am understanding, especially with what you were saying about the classes too, is just like, okay, learn from them, but then focus your energy in the thing that you're most passionate about and that really has like an energetic drive behind to take you further in that path. Would you agree with that?
yeah, I think, well, it always depends on your objective, because if you're a student that wants to do a master, for example, and for that you need to have amazing grades in your college,
In
you
your
will want,
theology class.
you will want to be a very good student in all the things. But in my case, I was so lost that I was like, I don't know if I want to do a master in what. Like, I don't really know what I want. And I think it's because in Chile there was not too many musicals by then. I was very far from people doing musicals too. Like, I was not aware that that must be like something that I would like.
Oh,
I
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So
I
you
didn't
got out of school. So you already had studied theater in Santiago, and you were like in this process, not really knowing yet, and not even aware of musical theater, and that could be your thing.
Yeah, I was, because there was not no much going on. There was not, I mean,
There was like no scene.
yeah, there were things going on, but I'm talking about times where Facebook was just a new thing and social media was not that big, like now that you find out about everything through social media, you know? So sometimes maybe there was a musical happening and I never find out. And maybe I found out because somebody told me and they were already showing, and I never find out about an audition. And also I didn't even know if there were open auditions by then, you
What would
know?
you do then to get an audition before?
This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in this lost way of, I'm gonna do theater. I like more realistic theater, kind of Tennessee Williams stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I also like sing, whatever. And then I found out about an audition for a musical. I'm talking about a year and a half after I finished college. Okay. And I found out, and I auditioned for it, and I had to sing that song from The Phantom of the Opera.
Which one?
Which is, you know, that's not my style of singing, amiga. Like, it was think of me.
Oh
Think
my
of
God, I auditioned with that song in New York.
Okay.
Don't choose it if it's not in your range, guys.
And I was like, okay, just think. Like I sang that belting because I didn't
Nice.
know that was like a hit. I have no idea about musicals, you know. I didn't know that the Phantom of the Opera, even though the name says clearly Phantom of the Opera,
Opera.
that you had to sing like, oh, you know. I was like, okay, whatever. I auditioned. I didn't get cast.
You
So I
didn't
got
get the audition.
I didn't get the audition. I was like, damn it. And something happened.
It was a realization.
Something happened after that, like a month later, some producer from the musical called me to tell me if I wanted to be part of the cast, that some people dropped off the thingy and that they were needing people. And it's funny because one of my best friends from musicals, Osvaldo Iturriaga, was the one. He always says that he discovers me. He was the one that said to the producer, what about this girl that we didn't cast first? Let's cast her now. And I was so proud. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I was like, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it. And then I said, yes, of course. Like I didn't have any job or anything. And I got into this musical with almost like 40 actors on stage or 30 actors. It was a big thing. It was La Tirana, about the legend of Tirana.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big thing. And I don't know, from that point till now, I was like, oh my God, this is what I love. This is my path. This is the thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh my God, I love
Okay,
it.
why? What was it like? Was it because like you told yourself? Was it because of the way you felt? Was it because the feedback you were getting? Like, why did you come to that? Like, this is it.
I love doing it. Like I love doing it. I love like singing and acting and all the choreographies, and you do the choreography and you're singing while you're doing the choreography. And I just love that. And I never did that before in my life. Not even in high school, where when right now everybody does a musical, you know, in high school. In my times in Antofagasta, nobody did a musical. I didn't know because I never experienced it until
Okay.
I did. And I was like, I really like this. I love this. And oh my God, I think I had the most fun of my life doing that musical. I met amazing friends, people that I still talk and meet, you know. And well, I don't even know what was the question, but
It's okay. So let's say that this was the like. I'm gonna recap. Like, how did you got to this audition?
well,
Remember?
I had one classmate of college,
Mm-hmm.
Julian Marras, that he probably sent an email or something like that talking about the audition
Like to the class.
to people he knew. He knew that I sing because I sang in a play we were together the year before.
The one
And
with the chairs?
no,
Okay.
it was another one. It was
Okay,
another.
okay.
And so I guess that's how I found out.
Interesting. When I auditioned for Pérgola de las Flores, that we worked together too in GAM, so I knew that the musical existed because Dani was getting the leading role, and she told me like, Domi, I'm getting this role. Like, Tito called me on the phone. Remember? It was so cute. I have that moment like in my mind. I like remember you were like in Casa O and the light in the window, like everything, and just like your like excitement about it. But for me, for the cast, for example, a friend also from school was like, "Hey, Domi, I know you are into musical theater and like you sing. Here's the audition." I'm like, "Oh, sure." And like I kind of like sign up last minute and the same, and I got it. So very interesting. Okay, so that would be La Tirana would be your first immersion into musical theater.
Yeah.
So
That,
almost it came to you without you even like looking for it, I guess.
well, I think that, well, it's destiny in a way, because I was not looking for it, because I didn't even know I liked that. And I just remember a friend of mine, Ricardo Montt, he told me once before that audition, that same year at the beginning, he said, "You should do musicals, whatever you." And I was like, "Musicals? That's dumb. What's that?" Like, no, I'm a serious actress, whatever. And and because I was ignorant, like I never seen a musical, the first
Uh,
musical I saw was Rent, because it was on Netflix. And I watched that and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And I loved it.
I'm laughing because of the serious actress. Like I've heard that so many times. Like I'm a serious, I'm a serious dude. So basically, kids, open yourself to possibilities.
Yeah, what is that about being serious? That's stupid. I don't know why.
Sounds boring.
Yeah, I was just like, because you come from school where they are very intellectual and stuff, and it's like you kind of have to be intellectual to do theater, whatever. And just a snob thing.
Snob, snob,
Snob,
snob.
snob. And then you see a music and you see how amazing they are, how amazing the music and the people and everything. And you're like, "Nah,
And
this
how
is..."
professional it is too, like, and how much serious work it takes to put this very fun experience.
Yeah, and also it's important. Entertainment is necessary. And musicals are not just entertainment. That's the thing. Like
Mm.
when I was thinking, "Oh, that's dumb," I was thinking more like they the judged image we or people have of musical, that is like, you know. And when I was in New York, I watched musicals that were like, wow, good and good. um the themes were good and interested, and
Are you thinking about a few out on the top of your head?
Fun Home, for example.
I saw
Fun Home was a very good musical, and it wasn't this musical. It was like, what, seven people, seven actors,
Gay Love. Yes.
and it was amazing. It was amazing, amazing musical. What was it about was amazing too. So I don't know.
So let me ask you then. So from La Tirana, so you were like, I freaking love this. So you found, let's say you found clarity in this moment. With this clarity that you had within yourself, then what was your next goal in your words?
Well, I was very excited because La Tirana was a musical that, after that, other things happened with that company. Well, we were like 30 actors, but then they chose 12 actors to do more musicals, that they were maybe little musicals, not that big productions like La Tirana. And I was chosen to be part of those 12
Like the
members,
company.
like the company. And that was, I'm very happy that happened, because I was in La Tirana, I was just part of the ensemble.
Mm,
I was not even cast at the beginning,
mm.
and I jumped fast to be part of it.
What do you attribute that jump to?
I think I was good ensemble member. I was a good ensemble member. They could see that I had like a talent, and also knowledge because I was an actress, so I could act. And
Like you had technique. That's what you're
I
trying
had
to say with knowledge.
I have a scenic presence, you know.
Mhm.
That sometimes when you are a singer and you have never studied acting, you don't have that. You sing good, but you don't have like the stage presence. I
I
think I
feel you have stage presence in life, Danny.
have I
You
think,
know what I mean? Like
think
life force, which is interesting, which is, I feel personally, what I feel people like you shine so much in the stage, because you are, this is my perspective, because you're open to feeling and experiencing and like playing with what you're feeling, and like and basically we're all mirrors, so you like, if you're feeling that deeply, like we're all like, wow, seeing you, you know.
I'm not aware of it, by the way. This is new.
Yeah, yeah. My parents, when they see you perform, they love you too. They really like, my parents believe in your talent so much too. Yeah, they love you. But we were swimming back to. So you were saying how, as a cast member, you were able to showcase your talent, your technique. Do you think that there was like some work ethic there too? Since we were talking about that before.
Yeah, there was a work ethic, and also I was super excited about being in a musical and liking this so much and finding like finally finding my thing, you know, that like we used to sing, you know, more. I was singing way more, you know, so I started developing my voice. And I remember that, you know, when you're in a musical, you have to be on the theater like 3 hours before the show because you have to make sure of your makeup, do the warm up,
Yeah.
and organize
Train.
all the 7 costumes you have to you wear, you
All the
know,
costume changes.
all the costume changes and everything. And in those times, I think I was just singing on the halls or something. And Osvaldo, my friend Osvaldo, he heard me and he was like, "Oh, she can really sing," you know.
Mm.
Because the audition that I gave was bad. Okay, that think of me, but that was bad. But I think he or other people actually saw me singing for real with my real voice that is more belting, and they were, oh, she can really sing. So then, they included, because Osvaldo was one of the producers of this company, so they included me in the 12 uh, people.
For the elenco, uh
The cast, the
for the
stable,
cast. For the
the
sta-
stable, the eh, el
that
elenco
was,
estable.
I wanted to say like CIA, como compañía.
Yeah,
The company, amiga. We're translating in our head. I love it. I just love how you were like speaking about like using your voice, and I can tell in your face like the pleasure that that brings you. And I love that for me, and you know this because we've worked together. I always, when I'm teaching voice, I encourage people to connect with the pleasure in their voice, and I just love it. This is very interesting. It's like, it's, so if you fuck up an audition, there is stories of people that they still get a chance, and then in that chance they showcase more of their talent and their light and their professionalism, and then they can get ahead further in their career. So don't get your hopes down if you fuck up the audition.
I started my career fucking up in
No,
a
exactly. I think that's a biggie. I think hopefully for the generations ahead, and like for kids, it's like, oh, please fuck up. Because when you fuck up, and it doesn't matter even what the others say. If you feel you fucked up, it tells you you want to do it different or do it better in your own eyes, you know? Like, don't be afraid to fuck up and fuck up big, and then improve, integrate that information. um so how did we go from being in the musical theater company to New York. Like, how was that path? Like, what happened in between the company and since blah 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 till the point where we met in New York in the musical theater school? Where when did you decided it was a moment to get a degree or a, yeah, tell me about it. I'm being a little bit broad here.
Well, what happened is that we have like 3 years working together with the company, kind of, and we did this last thing that it was a tour of La Tirana in the north. And after that, the company got, I mean, it broke,
It got divided, spread
yeah.
away.
But it broke in the sense that they weren't allowed, they didn't want to keep working because they were not making any profit. So they decided to just stop, and all the actors that were part of it, we kind of lost our job.
That makes sense. It's like it's not being a successful business, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost our job, and I got a bit lost again, like, what am I gonna do? Because at that time there was not too many musicals happening, and it wasn't like now that you can audition for things. It was more like they called people, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I really don't want to go audition for TV or I was like, no, this is not my thing. And what happened is that Osvaldo, my friend, he auditioned. I love, because Osvaldo is like, I think that he was like, how you call, como tu padrino,
Like
my godfather of musical, kind of.
your fairy godfather.
Yeah, he was showing me the lead, where to go, where to go. And this school came from London to make auditions for people to audition for the school, and they had different theater programs, and one of those programs was a master in musical theater, and Osvaldo auditioned for it, and he got there, and that kind of illuminated me that maybe I should do the same. So I prepared myself I prepared myself for almost a year and a half to audition, and I
Me
looked
too,
for,
amiga. Me too. When I auditioned, I also like took like a whole year or 3 quarters at least
yeah,
to
it's a long
prepare.
process. It's like, oh, because you have to look for the school, you have
Okay,
to,
let's
and
let's let's dissect this. So, how do you find the school you wanna study in? So you gotta find the school. What was your criteria when finding a school?
well, I think that this is very personal because you can have different criterias. One can be like money, for example. I don't want to spend that much money, so I'm just gonna go to the place that's cheapest. Other criteria can be like, I want to be in the best school of musical theater, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Or I want to be in the city where everything happens. That was my criteria. I want
Okay.
to be in New York because I think that musicals are from New York. So I have to be there because that's where things happen and auditions will happen. And because my idea when I was living was to live forever, not
Oh,
go back to Chile, because the reality in Chile by then was that there's no musicals happening. So I have
it
to
will.
go to a place where musicals are happening, and that's New York.
So your decision was to migrate to the city where its culture is musical theater.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that was my criteria.
What about training then to get prepared? Okay, so first you get clarity on what's the school for you, what's your budget, what do you want for yourself? You wanted to get to New York. Then how do you train? How do you prepare for this?
Well, I want to add
Mm,
something from the
please.
question before. So something that I think is very important in your criteria is to choose a good school, no matter where it is. Choose a good school because it's your money and it's your time. And there are a lot of schools that are there that are not the best school, not a good school. It's just they just want to have students and they just want money.
Mm.
And I realized about that when I was looking for a school. At that time, I didn't have like the access that we have now to know if a school is good or not. So I went to forums to see what the opinion of people about some school. And I remember one specific school that I saw like the program and all the classes they had, and they had too many things, they have like acrobatia, or
Like more circus kind of.
acting in front of a camera. They had a lot of things, and it was like, this is musical theater, but you want to like have all these things. It's just for people get excited. Oh, I'm going to study here, but I don't know if that. And it was very expensive. So I went to a forum and I researched about it, and everybody was saying that that school was shit. That school is bad. Like, don't go there. They just want your money.
So don't judge, like just don't get just like caught in something because it looks like a shiny object. Like look deeper, look for reviews.
Yeah, look for reviews.
What I did when I was looking for schools is that I went into Broadway.com. I saw the most important plays that were going on. I clicked on the leads and cast, and then I kind of saw each of the actors' profiles and review what schools were they coming from, or what like degrees they had. A lot of people from University of Cincinnati. I think there was a lot of people from Michigan, Boston Conservatory, and a few other New York schools. And some people also have like independent like workshops and like things. But that's how I got to find like my top 6 schools and decide what was the the most accurate. But I love what you're saying. I didn't do that. The looking for the reviews. Okay, amazing, beautiful. Would you like to add something about when you are choosing a school?
I also talk to people directly.
Mm-hmm.
From AMD, I remember there was this girl that was from Chile, and I just added her on Facebook, and I asked her directly, like, what do you think about the school? And she said very nice things, like very good things. And I trusted that, because if you go to a school that you think is not that good, you're not gonna be like spend all this money in this school.
Yeah, your time, your life source, you know?
Yeah. And so yeah, that's also, but also what you say about seeing which school has, the most people working on Broadway. If you see that school has a lot of people working on Broadway, that means that the school has something good. If you see a school that has like the typical school that always show the same person, oh, this person, blah, blah, it's not about the school. It's more like the person has some special thing,
I understand, yeah. Like the
So,
person had the skills specifically for that, not just like not that the school gave that person the skills.
but something that I liked about AMDA is that they had a lot of people working on Broadway,
They
So,
still do actually.
yes.
And in TV too, for the not part the musical, the not the musical part. Okay, beautiful. So what about if I ask you, how do you have to prepare for an overseas, or not overseas, I'm going to say that question again. How do you have to prepare for a musical theater audition, for auditioning for a school?
Well, the good thing is that schools tell you what to do. They're really specific on telling you what to prepare, the amount of time you have, how to dress, where to put the camera, you know,
Follow the directions.
follow everything that they're telling you. Don't do something less than that. Follow that. But then in specific, I would say that when you choose a song, for example, or a monologue, try to be smart in choosing something that you could be cast on. Like, if I look like from 20 something to 30 something, I'm not gonna do like a Mama Rose monologue or a song, you know?
From Gypsy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do something, because there's also points. Also, choose a song that you can sing, that is not like the most demanding challenge of your life.
Don't
And
sing Think of Me from the
yeah,
bottom of the opera if you're a mezzo soprano.
yeah, sing something that is in your style, that you're gonna shine, that it's gonna show off the best part of you, and something that, yeah, you could be cast
I
to.
love what you said. That makes you shine, amiga. I feel that's so important. I had this like few things like, oh, Think of Me is like a challenging song. I'll sing it so they know I can do challenging things. But then, for example, when I was doing it for AMDA, I was like in the line about to get into the audition room. And and I said, fuck it. I'm gonna sing Just You Wait from Liza Minnelli because I want to have fun in the audition. And I sung Just You Wait from My Fair Lady. And they were like, oh, amazing. And I had so much fun. It wasn't a challenging song vocally, but it made me shine. Basically, it shined my character, it shined my specific colors, my talent. So I think the conclusion with this is look for things that the material is not the one that has to shine. The one that has to shine is you, and you're using the material.
Yeah. And if
Mm.
you have a song that you're working on and you're still not 100% ready with it, what I mean is, like, one day you hit the note and the next day you don't hit the note correctly, and it's like hard, just don't go with that song.
Don't. Especially
Because
because then you get nervous, no?
yeah, then you're not gonna hit the note the way you have to hit the note. So just do, it's not that go on the safe place, like work hard for the audition, but do something that you know that you're gonna sing amazing and you're
Mm.
not gonna fail.
And also, like, sometimes we feel that when we're auditioning for school, we gotta be like the best, hit the biggest notes, like do all these things when everybody can do musical theater. Like, everyone has a unique color and range too. You just gotta do the thing you do good, you know? It's not about impressing people, it's about shining your light. I wish somebody told me that. And I feel schools are very open to most students. Like, I don't feel they're gonna like tell you no because, like, I don't know, you didn't hit the Phantom of the Opera notes. Like, there's character actresses and actors and so many other things and roles, not just in the acting part but in the musical theater industry. Would you agree with this?
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to be always alpha, you know.
You don't. Not everybody needs to be alpha, but yeah,
Exactly. There's a lot of
we
different
wished, but
there's other characters there, and it's important for you to shine in those characters and also be original. Like in my case, I don't know if I was original,
what
but
did you sing?
I sing Out Tonight from Rent. That maybe it's not the most original thing, because now that I know way more musicals and I know that I could have sing something else,
Mhm.
but don't go with On My Own, you know. Just for real, just don't sing Les Mis, please.
If
Or
I get one, if I get one more Lemmis audition, I'm gonna cut my hands.
don't
Please.
go with On My Own. Don't go with Defying Gravity. Don't go with the typical musical theater songs, because
There's more songs.
there are more songs. And if you're not gonna kill it, like, it's gonna be like, bye.
Yeah, and it shows, like, I feel when we go for those typical songs, it looks like you didn't do some research, like you didn't try. I don't want to use the word hard enough again, but you didn't look deeper into like doing some research.
Yeah, I feel that nowadays that you have so many, like the social media shows you so many things, and you're so close to what's going on
Mm.
Broadway, whatever, there's no excuse now to just do on my own, you know.
There's no excuse. Before, yes. Now, no. For
Yeah.
me, when I was training for the audition, I dropped uni because I didn't had when I was doing full-time theater, I couldn't like focus and singing. There was no time for singing and music and dance. So I dropped acting school and I got into dance pregrado, and I was doing vocal classes with like an opera, like a classically trained teacher. That was like my strong and my training. So vocal training, intense dance and physical training. And I also was doing research, like we were just talking. I was doing the research for the schools, I was doing the research for musicals and songs. That was my process. And also, like further into the process, researching, it's like a blank comment. So researching better like all the paperwork and visas they ask you for. And
Yeah.
please, now you can just Google what a headshot is. You don't have to get with your Kodak picture like I did to the audition.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
also trained myself,
how was
but
that?
I trained, like, I
Mhm.
prepared myself too. I remember that I started taking voice lessons for the first time just for because I want to uh, leave, you know, and that helped me so much. I'm so grateful that, you know, you have an objective and you get disciplined.
Mhm.
So I got disciplined and I started having voice lessons that I never had before. And I also started dancing in this company with
Mm.
Jose Vidal and Compañía.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I also had a training for the audition, and not only for the audition, also to be more prepared to study that, because I know that in United States or in other countries, the people that go there, they already have a level because in high school they do musicals, they do singing lessons. It's like part of their culture, you know.
Mm.
Not like in my reality wasn't like that. So I wanted to be on a good level when I got there, you know.
As you are saying this, Danny, too, I feel that us international people getting into the US, in my perspective, I did find that international people had a higher level overall of discipline and commitment because they were leaving their hometowns behind. I mean, everyone, there are people from all over the states, but people are leaving like a lot behind. So I saw like a lot of commitment, discipline, people really giving their best, and not so much with other, I'm going to say kids, because I felt they were younger too. Other students that were younger, they were not giving their best. And for everyone listening to this, like, I really think that the ones who make it are the ones, everyone is talented in different ways and unique ways, but it also has to do with like a work and energy thing and trusting in yourself.
Yeah. And also, you
Mhm.
know that you're paying so much money in this program. Like,
you you better squeeze the juice out of it.
yes, exactly. And it's like a one, like it, I guess for kids that went to AMDA, they were like just leaving high school. They were in another part of their lives where they are like, oh, I'm out of I'm out of my home now. I can party now.
Yeah.
College is this other part of their life. But people that were international, most of us were older, and we were like taking the program like a speciality, you know, like
Mhm. Specialty, like mastering, like our doctor
yeah.
specific.
Even if it didn't have that title, for me it was kind of like that, you know.
Agree.
So it was more serious.
It was more serious. So it is fun and it is serious too at the same time. Like, it is important to take it with the best you can, I guess, and focus on it. As we were speaking, Danny, something that I really like are asking artists, because you've already had a journey, and people, all of us are in different parts of our own individual journey. In your individual journey as an artist, you with Danny and your circumstances, what are some big, massive limiting beliefs, things in your head that you've had to like break, erase, throw away to really embrace the artist that you've become today?
That things can only happen in one place.
Things can only happen. What do you mean by this?
I had to break that idea,
Oh.
because I had to be flexible about life, like you make a plan, right? And you think, okay, I'm gonna live in United States. I'm gonna get the artist visa and I'm gonna audition. I'm gonna get on Broadway at some point and I'm gonna be working here and forever.
Mm-hmm.
But then life is showing you a different path, life is showing you other things and you have to learn how to be flexible with it because because once I went back to Chile, the opportunities were there, for me.
Mm.
Before they weren't,
And that's why you were choosing not to be there in the first place.
And I left because the opportunities were not there yet. But once I came back, the opportunities were there and I was like full of opportunities. And I was like, I'm so grateful that I went back to Chile because a lot of things happened. But if I had had that mindset of I came to New York and I'm gonna stay in New York because I want to make things happen in New York.
This is what I said I was gonna do.
I would probably still like waitressing, So I had to be flexible. I had to be open. I had to be like, just follow something, just go with the flow too. Like, don't be so stubborn that this is what it has to be, because sometimes life has another plan for you and it could be better. And it was better for me,
This is very important coming from Sun in Taurus lady speaking. I love it, amiga. This really resonates deeply to me, like in my path too, because I'm like, I've talked with you about this. Like, I'm a teacher and I'm like a hypnotherapist and I'm a singer songwriter and I'm like, I want to do this, but I love these things too. And then you're like, what's the difference between like giving up on your goal or like losing the focus and being flexible? How do you balance both?
Well, I think that we are women, okay? I think that we have to be more soft sometimes, and this discipline thing and this goal mindset and work harder than the rest, go for your dreams, that is a very masculine energy. And sometimes, because we live in a world that is masculine, so we get that energy too, and we think that that's the way that we have to live life, that. And I had that mindset since forever. For me it was like I have to work harder. I was feeling like a loser in New York the last year I was there because I was not getting cast in things that I really wanted to get cast, and I was feeling like that I was doing something wrong, that I was not working hard enough, that I was not, and then it's like, what do I really love doing? Do I want to have this mindset of I have to be the best and I have to be, super, like a superstar, super successful?
The best of the best.
Best of the best. Or I just want to be happy and enjoy doing what I love. That is, I love doing musicals. Or I just want to love or I just want to be on stage singing. That is what I really love and enjoy and connect with people, you know?
Yes.
At the end, it was like, you know, I'm here in New York and I'm doing no musical and I'm doing no performance. Or
I'm
the
not doing what I love, basically.
yeah, I'm not doing what I love. And I came here because I wanted to do what I love, not necessarily because I want to be the most successful star in the world, you know? I just want to work in my field.
Mm.
And then it was like, you know what? This masculine mindset of, you know, competition and be better and blah, blah. I don't care. I just want to be happy and I just want to work in my field and I just want to do musicals and perform.
Mm.
And
I love this. So you're like refocusing to the intention instead of like the idea. And like, I love it.
yeah, I was like, I need to stop with my mind
No
and I
more
need to
mind.
focus on what was the what was the beginning of this good feeling with musicals that I had. And it was
Mm.
in Chile and it was just performing with a group of people on stage having fun. It doesn't need to be in Broadway, you know.
Mm.
It has to happen. That's what I want. I just want it to happen, you know.
And it's so funny, amiga, because you're saying I don't need to be a successful thing. I need to be faithful to what makes me happy, like more a thing with yourself. And nowadays, you are a very successful musical theater. You have a lot of curriculum in the area, you have awards. So you could say you're successful, you know? So I love this. So the way to success is not focusing in success, but focusing in your own thing, your own enjoyment, your own happiness, that more feminine energy.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because we're women. Like we're women, you know. I want to be connected with my natural energy that is like I want to have fun doing this. I don't want to be the best. I just want to be I just want to enjoy it and have fun and and yeah, it's a fight though because we live in a
Mhm.
world that is like that. So we have to fight. I mean, I have to fight every day to just try not to be like that
To
because I
like
was also
surrender.
yeah, I was also raised that way that you have to
Mm.
be the best, you have to, and at the end, what happens with that is that you're never good enough, you
I
know?
had the same in my family, amiga. Like if you do something, you're gonna be the best at it. But it puts a lot of pressure in you as a kid. It's like, am I not enough right now? Like, am I not the best I can be right now in this moment?
Yeah, and that the only thing that that causes is for you to not enjoy what you do because you have the pressure of you have to do it good, you know?
The
And
only thing that that pressure creates, it's that you don't enjoy what you're doing. That supposedly you're doing this in the first place because you want to enjoy it.
yeah,
Interesting. Very
yeah,
good.
because then you're like, I have to be good. That's what it's here. Like, I have to be good. I have to be the best instead of I just want to have fun with it.
Mhm.
I already trained. I already rehearsed. I
Mhm.
already know my lines. I already know that I can hit the note. I just want to have fun now with it. I just want to enjoy it because that's why I'm doing it, you know? And and
What do you tell yourself? Like, let's say you know this, you're in a point in your life where you know you have to have fun, and you go to, let's say, an audition for any type of thing, it doesn't matter if it's musical theater or screen or straight theater, and you're like somehow more focused in, so that your mind is saying like, hey, I hope they find me good, blah blah blah. Like how, or what are some mental tools, Danny, that you have to shift from masculine, I gotta competition be the best, to I gotta enjoy this?
thinking that is not that important.
Mm.
It's not that important. Like for real.
How do you
Getting
do that?
into that role or not getting into that role is not that important.
Mm.
Like your job is important. Our career is important.
Mhm.
But for me, it's way more important my relationships, for example, my
Mhm.
relationship with myself.
Mm.
I don't know, being able to eat good, have a
Mhm.
nice place to live or whatever, those things are important. But if I put my career before my well-being or my mental being, to the point that it's going to be a stressful thing instead a fun thing to do, then I prefer to change career, you know.
I love this.
So
Interesting.
my mind is, this is not that important. For real, it's not life or death. It's not life or death. It's just another audition.
It's
And there's gonna,
just another audition.
yeah, it's just another audition. And for real, like when we were in New York, Domi, we went to so many auditions that at one point you're just like, this is another audition. I don't give a damn.
Remember that time we were like, okay, I'll go at alarm 5 in the morning in the snow to put our names on the unofficial list. So we are early, and then you go like, and we go back and like change and vocalize and be like ready to go. Oh my God. And we would take turns on this.
Yeah, that was intense.
And it was
Intense.
intense because you have people in the audition room that are not thinking like, oh, this doesn't really matter. So how do we separate that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would, you know, at that time I didn't have this mindset, by the way. I
Okay.
started
This
having
is
this,
why we're sharing it, people.
I started having this mindset later, you know, when I got rejected so many times that I was like, okay, I'll just go. This is part of my job to go to an audition. But nowadays I'm like, if they like me, they like me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. I just want to go have fun.
Yeah, now next. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, yeah. Beautiful. I want to take us then. So you're in New York, and we talk about like integrating more this feminine energy into our craft, not being just like go-getters, the importance of having these two things harmonize, like the surrender and the action, both they're important, and understanding that our well-being is first. Danny, what is or are some habits or things that you personally do to keep yourself in the greatest well-being you can today?
Eating healthy
Mm-hmm.
for me is important. I go to a gym, move my body. I need to move my body and sleep good. Like super normal things, but sometimes it happens that life doesn't allow you to do that. But I feel the change when I am not doing those things,
Mm-hmm.
how my mental health and my emotional health start to get in trouble, you know? So have like
We're
a,
gaining momentum in the wrong direction.
yes, and
Mm.
meditating to
Mhm.
doing
Okay.
self work, having therapy sometimes,
Mhm.
getting some feedback, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that's important for me to just try to ground myself. And after so many years, I think that I have the tools to manage myself better, but I don't believe that there's someone that is like, oh, you
Oh.
know? No, it's like it's a constant, it's a work. You have
Yeah.
to be on the path of being in a good mindset. It's a work, you know? So if you're like partying or drinking every day, and which is fine, you can have a time of the year that you do that because you're just
New
relaxed.
Year's, Christmas. Yeah.
But if you live under under like drinking every day or eating bad every day or overeating or blah 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 blah, or not having time for yourself, for example, then you're gonna start feeling unbalanced, you know, like not giving yourself time this is very personal, but
Yes.
I'm like a hermit. And for me to have to be social all the time, every day, it gets me like, like I need to be alone. Like I need to be alone. Like I need a day
That
where I
harmonizes you.
go and be with people. So, for example, when I'm traveling with my boyfriend and we go see his family, for example, and we are under the schedule of the family, every day there's a point when I start feeling like, okay, I need to be in my own life, because for me it's important to have a routine where I can ground myself, have my own privacy, be with myself. Like I need that, singing, have my own itinerary. I think that those things are important, you know.
I was going to ask you, what are some techniques or things that you do to ground yourself or that ground you?
I meditate.
Mm-hmm.
I meditate and I write. I see videos of people that I think they have something important to say. I have to put in practice what I am reading, for example. If I'm reading a book of something, or if I'm looking videos of some person, I try to put that, you know, in practice, in a constant. Yeah, I do those things to be like grounded, you know.
Yeah, rooted. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
hard though, because my mind is like,
yeah, the mind is like
yeah, easily I can start in the and then okay. But for me it's important to have the routine of doing it. When I'm out of the routine, I can be insane, you know, I can get crazy completely.
like chaos. Chaos. So before we get into chaos, because I feel that when we get into the chaos, it's like if this is a car going downhill, like we're already here, you know. So
Yeah.
like when we feel we're going in that direction, it's easier to like shift direction when we're up here than when we're already here.
Yeah.
Before you said like mental state, I feel sometimes I would say vibrational state, whatever that means, you know, feeling good basically. Sometimes I think that feeling, when we feel not so good, maybe we did party or we had some emotional thing and we're not feeling good, it's so important to give that space to like have, especially then, the strongest mind. And when I say strongest, I don't mean like force, I mean like ability to focus, like I am feeling this and this is okay, so acceptance basically. And instead of thinking negative, being able to see the positive, and that's, I feel, in my perspective, you get out of that vibration and eventually things pass and you'll find yourself in a new vibration and state.
Yeah.
Amiga, I want to also, we have like a few more minutes, and I wanted to ask you, what are the things you're like so excited that have happened since you like left New York, or even you can focus maybe in this last year if you would want. But what are the things that you're like, I want you to like name them and be like, and celebrate yourself a little bit.
I'm excited about living in New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm very excited about living in New Orleans. I like the music here. The vibe here is very nice. I like the people. I like the house where I'm staying. And I'm excited to create with my boyfriend, 'cause he's also a musician. And those things really, it's like, wow, it's amazing, you know. This is it's like a dream come true, you know. Like to have the possibility to be in a place that's so artistically rich, you know, and to have a boyfriend that is a musician, that he makes music, and just that, I'm very happy about it. Like I'm very excited about,
What's next in your
yeah,
creative?
what's
What
coming.
are
I'm excited about what might happen. I don't know. I only went to sing once, because then I had to go back to Chile. But the time that I sang here, it was really amazing. I had a very good reception, and I feel that opportunities may happen here, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what happens once I'm on stage every every week, and just singing constantly. I'm excited to see. I think I
would
think
that be
something
our next
will
goal then?
happen.
To like instead of where one, like more than the details, have like a general like goal, which is like I'll be active every week, singing every week.
Yeah, I just want to be on stage and sing, and see what happens. Like I'm more receptive,
I like it.
I'm more in receptive mode. I'll just go there, do my thing, have fun, blah blah, and see what happens.
It's very
Maybe nothing
refreshing.
happens, but maybe something happens. I think something happened. Something will happen, because that's usually how it works. Like you go there, someone sees you, someone invites you to sing there, and things move.
Mm. It's so
So
refreshing, Amia, how you tell about this. It feels very like lightweight, like lightweight in the good ways, like easy, and
yeah,
of course, hopeful too.
yeah. I mean, I have been always very plan. Like I make the plan
Like
in my mind,
strategic.
strategic, and right now I have no strategic. I'm like, I'm just gonna flow. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy, and I'll see what happens.
And we'll see.
I don't have responsibilities anymore. I don't want to have the responsibility. Oh, I have to make, I don't know how much money to buy an apartment to. I don't want to live that life anymore. I already tried that, and it didn't work out.
And things go well anyway. Like we have an idea of how things should, like this is the right way because society has told you like you got to do this, but then you just like let go of that control and open to the possibilities that the world has to give you and find so many ways it surprises you.
Yeah, I'm just open to get surprised. I want to try to put that energy that is more feminine in a way, more
Mhm.
receptive, than the energy of I have this and because I'm tired. I think I just got tired of it. I worked hard enough. I did this, and I did. I've done. It's not that I don't have the energy to do it.
Mhm.
It's just that I just don't want to live this way. At
Like the
least not.
opposite, you want to embrace your feminine energy.
Yeah, I want to embrace my feminine energy, and I want to live in this other mood that is not rough.
That is not like
Yeah.
you better be the best and New York and hustle, and this is so interesting. It's like taking us back to the first question we started, like one of the first ones, between like having a goal, and like going in a direction. Can we still be feminine in your opinion, like, and follow a goal and
I
be
think
goal oriented?
I think it's a balance, but uh, yeah, I think you can. Of course, I think it's important to have both energies. Um, because it's impossible not to. Like if I'm gonna give you the example, okay, if I wanna go and perform next week 3 times a week, I have to practice. I have to rehearse,
Mm-hmm.
and then I already have the masculine energy of just practicing and putting the work on, and have the discipline to do my warm up and practice and go through every song and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And wake up on time to get to the gig on time, and have all the discipline that requires, not drink the night before I'm going to perform, because that your voice is not going to sound good. But I'm not gonna, but in that, I'm not gonna be, I have to go there, I have to be the best, and I have to show them that I am blah, blah, blah. No,
Loosen it up.
that's what is out.
No, loosen it
That's
up.
what's in is now, I just want to do it, and I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna make money while I have fun.
People are want to give me money while I have fun, because we
Yeah.
are all having fun and they find value on that. I love it. Danny, what are some places that people can check your work, either theater, TV, music? What are the last projects or the projects you would love for people to check out?
Well, I think people should go watch Bravura Plateada. Bravura Plateada, well, it's on Amazon Prime, but it's in the Latin America Amazon Prime.
We're going to call Amazon and be like, hey, we want this in the States, please.
It might be eventually, I'm going to turn this off because I think the light, oh no, wait.
Oh no. Yeah, the sun
better.
is very beautiful behind you, giving you like a... Okay, so Bravura Plateada would be
Bravura
one thing to check. The TV show.
Yes, and if it's not there yet for the United States people or Europe, tvn.cl, tvn.cl. That's the Chilean TV channel where they showed the TV show. That probably at some point they would put it there and you will be able to watch it on that platform. And so, yeah, that's something that you can watch, like, and yeah.
I'm so excited to watch Bravura Plateada.
Bravura Plateada, yes.
What did the Bravura Plateada project, and since now you are like a bit farther from doing the project and you see the result, what is something that you would tell yourself, through the project, or like a lesson that you got from this big project?
I learned a lot of lessons from this project, and I think that I would have liked to enjoy it more.
Our conversation. That's gonna be the name of it.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, it was a very demanding thing for me to do because it was not theater, it was film, something that I haven't done enough. I probably did a couple of short films and that was it, but never had any training or anything on it. My training has been musical theater. That's big, it's a different.
But you did jump. You trusted yourself, and you did the jump anyway. I'm surprised, like, even you accepted the role, which I think brings us back to what you were saying before about being flexible and taking opportunities. Sorry, I cut you off there. I was gonna ask you, like, did you regret taking the opportunity, or are you like, fuck yeah, I would take this opportunity again?
No, I don't regret it. I actually don't regret anything because when I was shooting, I was not in my best place mentally. When I was shooting, there were a lot of things happening in my personal life when I was shooting the TV show, things about my family, some disappointments I had, and I was dealing with a lot of stress, and
like emotional stress.
Yeah. Emotional stress, and I didn't have the time to deal with it. I was just with that inside, and I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the set and do the TV show, and then finish it at 12 and go to sleep, and it was demanding for me, doing the TV show. It was demanding because it was something new for me. I was doing something that it was hard to do because I was doing a real person, you know. It was not like I created a character and I can do whatever I want. No, I had to be uh, very professional and very respectful of this artist, Cecilia, of how to portray her. And I felt it was a big responsibility, you know.
How do you manage that big responsibility?
Terrible.
Do you feel that
Terrible.
shows in the show? Like when I haven't watched it yet because it's not here in the US, but how do you feel that space, that mindset, that energy, that vibration you were like experiencing within and like off stage of camera, sorry? Do you feel, can you see it in camera?
Mm,
Or it doesn't really show?
mm, not really. You know, I
Interesting.
feel that because I am a person, you know, I have been very demanding with myself. Like, you have to be the best, you have to be this. So any little thing that I didn't do, like I think I should have done it, I would be like, I should have done it this way, you know. I should have done it this way.
I should let the shoots, the shoots.
Yeah, I should have done it this way. What I did that, oh my God, oh my God. And what happened with this TV show is that I kind of I kind of knew that I was not in my best and that I did the best I could in the time and with the situation I was. So I have been compassionate about it.
Now.
Like, yeah, now.
Okay.
And in the time too, I was compassionate.
Okay.
I was like,
Through the process.
through the process, I was like, oh my, like
Compassion.
I'm trying to do my best, but I know that emotionally I'm not in my best.
And that's
Trying to do
okay.
my best, and I'm
Mhm.
trying to do a good job. And what I can notice
Mhm.
is when I was not that if I did good or bad, what I noticed is when I was having fun and when I was trying to do a good job.
You, that's something that you can see.
I can see it. I can see it, you know, because there was a part in the process because we were filming for probably a month and a half or something like that. And I can see that there's a point when I said, fuck it, you know, I'm tired of feeling bad. I'm just gonna have fun. And I know that I have this responsibility that I'm portraying this woman, that this is amazing singer, that I have so much respect for her.
This legend.
But I have to have fun doing it. So fuck it. I'm just gonna have fun. And if I do it bad, I'll do it bad, but I'm gonna have fun.
But at least I have fun.
And you know what happened is that when I see myself in the times that I'm just gonna have fun, is when I see that I was doing amazing, you know.
Amazing work.
And then when I was just doing it, like, I have to do good, I have to be good, I have to be respectful, I have to portray this legend as she deserved, I was doing good. But I was not, like, in my opinion, I was not like giving my best performance, you know.
Like
Maybe
shining your best.
yeah, shining my best. And I feel that maybe other people can be, what are you talking about? You were doing amazing all the time, blah, blah. But that's because you were always, you know yourself better and you know what you can do. And when you shine the best, and that's something that I learned about this. Like, I know that I shine the best when I have fun,
Is
not
there
when I'm trying
something?
to prove anything to anybody.
Ah, I love it. I feel there's been like a topic from like little tiny Danny, like the career, I gotta be the best, and like New York, okay, realization, and the topic, the information is the same. Like I gotta have fun and remember this, remember to have fun, and then you go to a project and you have to have fun. And when you were at Tirana, you shine so much because you were having fun, and including the technique and doing the craft and everything and the discipline. So moraleja, lesson of this beautiful interview is have fun. If I'm here again, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Like, if when the camera I like zoom in you, would you say something to yourself, just like Daniela, have fun, or was there something like a ritual you would do to get into that we are having fun and that's it, or not? Just like fuck it.
Well, I'm still working
Mhm.
on it. And I have to be honest. Like, I decided
Please.
to not take a challenging thing for a while, just because every time I would take something that it would be more challenging,
Mhm.
that I can do it. Like, I know I can do it.
Mm.
I would get in the place of stress
Mhm.
that I have to do good because the eyes are on me and I have to show that I'm good, you know.
When you are good intrinsically.
And I decided to do things that are less demanding
Mm.
for now, just so I can manage better how to deal with that ego thing, that is an ego thing that some other person put in me, that it wasn't me, you know.
Some.
Someone else put that you have to be the best, you know.
Mm.
and and I decided to do things that are more joyful, more lightful, and less i I have to be the best, you know.
If you were putting the code in a kid, either your kid, your nephew, or some random kid, like to a little Danny, what is the code you would put in them with these words you're saying? Like, how would you tell them?
It's complicated because we want it or not, we live in a world that has that demanding on people. Like, as a performance, you have to be good, you have to be good enough, you have to get to some level. So what I would say is like, be passionate in being the best you can be, but have fun, have but your mind thing is not be the best, it's just have fun. Have
Mhm.
fun.
So shift those.
Yeah, like practice in your house, train in your house, have a good teacher, practice the hours that you want, be creative, enjoy it, go for it. But once you're there, have fun. Don't try to be better than anybody, because it's not a competition unless you are in a competition. But even if you're in a competition, just have fun,
Even if
because that's the only way you're gonna be the best. And once you have fun, other things start coming out, like, why am I doing this, you know?
Mhm.
Because when you're like, I have to be the best, things are about, I want, it's more about insecurities you have, it's more about, I want people see me, and I want people think that I'm good, and I want people to, and that's not why I'm an artist.
Mhm.
I know I'm not an artist because I I'm not an artist because I want people to tell me how good I am,
Mhm.
you know, because that's an insecurity thing.
Mhm.
I'm an artist because I want to nurture other people with something. I want to nurture people with love or joy or fun, or I want to do some kind of inception about something, you know,
Mhm.
in the other. So when you're a performer, you do this for the other. It's it's your job. It's like any other job, you know, any other job, you do something for the other, you
It's a
know.
service.
It's a service, exactly. So I'm trying to transform, and for me to make it a service, I have to do it with love. I have to be disciplined so I can be a good server, you know.
Good at your craft. Mhm.
Yeah, I could be a good server. I have to enjoy it. So once I enjoy it, I can make the other ones enjoy it. And I want to make something for the other. I have to have my a purpose. Like, I want the other to have fun. I want the other to laugh. I want the other to feel some kind of
And
So
that's only going to happen if you have fun.
yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. Was a beautiful channeling, Dani. Thanks. Yeah, you felt it. You were like, oh, we are like vibrating here.
The thing is that we have to put it in practice.
Exactly. We're gonna have another interview. Okay, we're gonna reflect a little bit more mental tools as we are figuring out. And this is why we're here in this podcast. I mean, I want to do this podcast because I have tools that I use for myself. I'm interested in learning about other artists and their tools and the things that they're important to them, and how we administrate our brains, because we're all different, but we all have a heart and we all have a brain and bodies, and we administrate them in different ways. Amiga, it's been an honor to have you here in the podcast. There's so many things about your beautiful career that I wish we had time to showcase it, but they're online. Where can people find you, follow you, if they have business inquiries? Where can they find you?
Well, they can text me on Instagram. I'm not that kind of people that is like, don't write me on Instagram. No, they can text me on Instagram. That's the fastest.
What's your Instagram? So we can link it down below.
Dani Benitez L, Dani Benitez L, Dani Benitez L at Gmail. No, what am I doing at Gmail?
That's for inquiries. No, don't Gmail.
On Gmail, that doesn't exist.
It's at Dani Benitez L.
Benitez L.
Okay, I'll put it down below too, because Benitez is with a Z and everything. Okay, so anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about this wonderful artist we had today, Daniela Benitez, you can go and follow her at Dani Benitez L. The link is going to be right there down in the description. I mean, is there some final words you would like to share with the universe or the audience or whoever is listening?
Nothing is that important.
I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this interview with Daniela Benitez. Anyways, nothing is that important. And I hope to see you next in another beautiful, interesting artist interview here in Mundo. A big kiss for you guys, and for you, Dani, a huge hug.